Hello everyone, welcome back to Dawn and Dreams. It is your lady Ms.Z. Thank you so much for tuning into another video and welcome back to this space. If you would, please make sure that you like and subscribe if this video resonates with you. Also, you can book a reading at dawnandreams.com. I'm also home of the indigenous products, so you can find some handmade items exclusively by me on the website, and that will be down below, okay? Oh, and shout out to everybody that's been buying my Ashe water. Do I have my bottle? This is my bottle because you know I use my stuff. Okay, so this is my bottle Ashe water. You can spray a little bit on here. So I use this before and after my reading sessions or any healing sessions that I do to restore energy. I spray it in my house. I sweep the carpets with this spray. So I really use my spray. But I really appreciate everybody that's actually trying the spray to see what it's going to be like for them. You can also combine it with other essential oils or anything that you like to use for your spiritual cleansing or spiritual work. Okay, you're not limited to just what I'm giving you, but it definitely works for me. Also, I have some other stuff up. Shout out to the person that bought themselves a war bonnet or a war headdress, something that you can put in your car for car protection. And I do have dream catchers, more dream catchers coming. I still have some up, but I have more coming soon. But it takes a minute. So you guys did not see me last week, and the reason for that was because I was so booked. I'm thankful for that. Shout out to all you guys that kept me busy, but I was very booked and very busy, and I didn't really have a lot of energy left after that, so I couldn't come on. But this week, I'm going to try to come back full force. So anyway, let's get started. This is going to be you can pick three numbers, one, two, or three. This is going to be a message from your spirit animal. Now, for some of us, we have many. For some of you, you just may have one. If you haven't identified your spirit animal yet, you can just associate this with the last animal that you've seen that seemed out of place. Um, it's kind of like seeing a fly in the wintertime. Not to say that that's a spirit animal or anything, but I'm just saying things that may seem like, oh, that's kind of weird. Why is this cat sitting on my porch when I haven't seen a cat in a couple days, or at least not in my area or around my house? There's no cats around here. Why is there a cat sitting at my doorstep? You can take that as a spiritual sign, or that animal is trying to communicate a message with you from the spirit realm. So, even if you don't know your direct spirit animal, you can take those as signs. And this is going to be a quick message because tomorrow or either Wednesday, I do plan on doing a full bone cast, and I'm going to have a different direction with the way that I do it. So you guys are actually going to be able to see more. And I'm also going to be doing another ancestral song for you guys. So if you want to tune into that, make sure that you look at the video after this one when it does come. All right. So let's go ahead and get started. You can pick again one, two, or three. Pick the number that resonates with you in this moment. So not your favorite number, the number that's calling to you. And I am going to be pulling some bones. I'm not going to do a full bone cast, but we're going to pull a few bones based on what you choose. So 1, 2, or 3. For those of you who picked number 1, let's go ahead and get started. Sorry. What is your spirit animal trying to communicate to you? Whoever your spirit animal may be. I'm seeing a change perception. A change perception with the way that you view things. So some of you could have a lot of bird spirit animals, or someone who is really, really good at sight, like a cat. Um, Changing the way that you see things. And this could be just in reference to if you feel like things are all bad, they're really not. Or if you feel like someone is personally out to get you, they're really not. It could be an energy attached to them that you're maybe not looking at, but just basically changing your perception about your situation. Maybe you're staying at a job longer than you want to be. Change how you look at that. Maybe the spirit realm is actually preventing you from getting that goal succeeded because it won't officially be succeeded until you save enough money up. Look at the overall picture versus just what's being put in front of you. You have the vision of sight, and it is gifted to you through the spirit animal, so you can access that. So just try to look deeper into situations before assuming anything. Let's see what's on the table here. Your spirit animal is reminding you to see the value in both structure, traditional values, and the things that you've changed your values to. So this is kind of like going back to and I always mention Christianity. I'm sorry, but that's just all I knew beforehand. So that's why I reference. But I will give these just as examples. This may not apply to you directly, but you can change it to fit your situation. Say for instance, you are once a Christian and you then went to something like hoodoo, or you went to something completely different that doesn't even resonate with what you were doing in the past. I'm seeing some conflict in between that, but it's just showing you that as you transition, the more you learn, the more wisdom you're going to obtain. As a shaman, there is no wrong type of healing. And well, I ain't going to say it like that, but I will say that everything that you learn is going to help you become a better version of yourself. Your ability to adapt to new things in your life is very important. It's going to slowly, create your individuality. Because I see a lot of abundance. So you may feel like I keep going in these different directions. I don't know where I'm going spiritually. I'm just spiritually confused and conflicted. It's not to confuse you. It's more so you can get experience in different realms of thinking. So say for instance, for some of you that are healers, that are readers and stuff like that, if you had a set mindset on what is right and what is wrong, you may not understand a person when they come to you for help and they say, well, you know what, I really want to stay and be a Christian all my life, and I'm kind of confused and this and that, and you just be like, well, you know what, that's trash, you don't need to do that anymore, all of it's a lie, this and this and that. And then that person just kind of be like, okay, well, this is not helping me at all. But if you have more of an understanding as an elder and you're like, you know what, I know where you're coming from, and let's see how we can keep you within doing what you feel comfortable with doing, but also being able to express yourself spiritually. You're able to help them a lot more. You're able to expand on what they're feeling and thinking. So just because, you may be a part of something that may not feel as comfortable, or you feel like you need to transition faster than other people, you don't have to do none of those things. You can be comfortable just where you are and allow that transition to come in a smoother way. And also, you don't have to leave the things that you've learned behind, because they are all a part of who you are. I feel like you can go even deeper in your spirituality, but there is a fear of the unknown. But right now, it's just really about all that you can take in. Some of your animal spirit guides will be in connection to the mother and the grandmother. Okay? Especially the grandmother spirit, most definitely. But for some of you that are may have mothers on the other side, or even motherly figures, some of these spirit guides act, or spirit animals act as motherly figures, watching over you, watching over your knowledge, watching as you excel. There's a lot of feminine energy when it comes to the spirit animal. So some people, for some of you, you will have spirit animals that are connected to certain ancestors. Like they may bring this certain bird back every time you see them, and you're like, wow, I feel like my grandmother's vibe, that's a sign for my grandmother or my mother. And it is, okay? Yeah, you are receiving a lot of knowledge at this time, and change and transition. Okay, so that's funny. You got intuition. And the funny thing is I see bats, but I just take that as a sign of confirmation with the flight for some of you who associate with birds. But anyway, the point is following your intuition. You also have change, getting used to the changes, the shifts in your life, taking everything one day at a time. You also have knowledge. So when this spirit animal comes around, think of it as, okay, I'm about to go through another transition, but I'm also going to learn more than I did know. And it could be completely different from what you just learned. You could be like, wow, this is so contradicting to what I just found out. But you are not to judge the information that you know. You are just able to retain it at this time and understand it. There's this big old tree, and to me it represents a lot of different ancestors, so a lot of different ancestors from a lot of different backgrounds. And so the information that comes to you, regardless if it's on one side of the tree or the other, it's still going to be impactful to you. So don't get confused on your path if you feel like you're being tugged in different directions. It's all a part of your growth and individuality of who you are. There's abundance in your past, and there's also abundance in your future. But yes, I connect this spirit animal that is really connected to a female spirit. Okay, so that is the first one. Let's go on to number 2. Let's see. What is this spirit animal? And I'm getting the energy of a turtle. Someone who kind of just moves slowly. It doesn't have to be exactly right, okay? It's just I'm getting the energy of turtle for number 2. Slow but steady. Always going to finish the race. Always going to accomplish what you need to accomplish within a matter of time. Enjoy the moment. So even though things may move slow for you, or you feel like, gosh, I have to go through the worst of it, because the turtle has this shell on its back and it's a representation of protection. So even though they may have to take the long road where they get beat up and all this kind of stuff on the way home, they still are being protected, and they still are kind of experiencing the things that they need. Versus someone who just kind of rushes through life and doesn't get any experience. Eventually they're going to have to slow down, and they're going to get their taste too. But you may go through life at a slower pace, but you're still experiencing everything that you need that's going to build up to this big moment for you. So don't think that everything is just all for nothing, okay? Everything has its purpose. Okay. So a lot of you are trying to follow the path of shamans. A lot of you are trying to develop your gifts. I'm seeing some information that's going to be revealed over time. This is going to relate to who you are and more about yourself. So this spirit animal normally comes when they are directing you back to your path. When you feel like, again, it's all for nothing, they're there to show you that, hey, and remind you that, hey, we're still, you're just a spirit in a body. You're actually spiritually developing more and more. Because I'm seeing investment in your direction. And then you have the snake here. The snake can move slow and fast too. I ain't gonna say a snake is slow, because A snake will get to you one way or the other. And I guess that's the message too. One way or the other, we gonna succeed, right? You're gonna be able to swallow your prize whole. A snake is also about spiritual connection, development of spiritual connection to your ancestors and your guides. So a lot of times you may feel the presence of bigger guides. Like, say for instance, when I see the hawk, I know that it is powerful elders that are coming through. Okay, because they don't come through as often. So just know when this spirit guide or spirit animal comes through, a lot of times it's because there are grand elders that are near. And then again, it's redirection of your path. So when you feel like you're getting off course, they may take a stop by in the form of an animal. You may see a snail or something that may move a little bit slowly. And the funny thing is, you have this bone which represents stay focused on your soul mission, stay focused on your path, and you have this by the feather of patience. Storyteller. Centipede, focus, fertility, sun. The abundance is coming to you, man. It's like building up a slow business, but you're going to be able to sit on this foundation for a long time. So you don't have to rush the process of what's going on with you. And you're going to find abundance in all forms. You don't have to rush into wanting to figure things out when everything around you is connecting you to your spirit guides, your senses, your intuition. Like some people will just be born with it, but others, they're going to go through the process. Your ancestors want to take you through a process of learning things and picking up things along the way. This is how you're going to retain it. You're going to have the experience under your belt. And a lot of times people won't go to people who are just brand new into something because they don't trust it. But you who have been through everything, years and years of practice and work just to get to where you are, I trust you because I know that you're not going to get over on me based off what you had to go through to get here. This wasn't an easy run for you. So it's saying remain focused. And storyteller means wisdom to me. A person who can tell stories can predict the future. If you notice that in a lot of tribes, especially Native American and even some of the, well, I ain't gonna say some, it's millions to me of African tribes. It's endless, of stories that you can get from certain tribes. Aboriginal tribes, there's just a lot of stories that you can get, but I realize in these stories that there are actually truths, and in these truths they are transitioned down to the descendants, and those descendants tell those same stories, and through those stories again you will find the answers that you seek. So you're learning the stories right now, and you will have these stories to tell to your descendants. So when this spirit guide or spirit animal, I call them spirit guide because they're no different to me just because they're animals. But this spirit animal, when they come along, look at it as a time of refreshing your energy. Like, hey, you got a purpose, you got, you on the right path. Always take it as a good sign, even if it's something you feel is alarming. It's always, a very grand sign that this is to move you back to where you need to be, or that you're being watched over. Okay, so that is number 2. Get a refresher. All right. number 3. This is the last one, last but not least. Number 3. Let's find out what your spirit animal wants to tell you, if there's any messages. I'm hearing building a solid foundation. This spirit animal definitely wants you to get more connected to some of your ancestors and your guides. And a lot of those connections are going to be built through travel. So if you've been thinking about traveling and, you know, stretching your wings out and going to places that you haven't been before, a lot of this guidance is coming from this spirit animal that's kind of directing you. What else do you got here? They want you to be able to more so adapt. So a lot of you that chose this, and not all of you, because all of you, you know, are not necessarily going to be introverts, but for the most part, I do see some of you may be resisting transitions, and they want you to be able to adapt. They're like, I know you're comfortable where you are right now, but we got so much more to show you before you leave this plane. So just be willing and open to receive more information throughout your the changes in your life. This spirit animal, when they come around, pay attention to the things that you see. Pay attention to your vision. That night, when you go to sleep at night, pay attention to those dreams. Some of you will receive visions. Some of you will receive it within dreams, but they can communicate in that realm of thinking to you. They want you to have strategy. They don't want you necessarily to impulsively make decisions. And I say that because I've seen a foundation. I've seen something being built. This could be a home, business, something that you're going to be very proud of, even a career. So this is going to require you to have patience, strategy, especially with the snake. Patience, strategy, and you really thinking about the things that you want, saving money, really investing in the areas that you need to. A lot of your unknown ancestors are connected to these animals. Interesting. I feel like they were even back in a time where, you know, animals and humans were looked at in the same light. It's kind of like their family. So some of these animals have been with you even through past lives. And I say that because mine have. Mine have been there in past lives, and they're with me in this life. So you have a lot of connection that is long extended. They don't want you to invest your energy on things that are draining and don't matter. If it don't serve your higher purpose, you can better believe that this ancestor is going to make, this ancestor too, because they're even animals are ancestors, but you better believe they're going to make their presence known to you. Community. Yeah, it's time for you to stretch out your wings. It's like you have family that you haven't even met yet. Beauty. So some of you may even see butterflies as well. You have oceans. So some of you have some water guides, water animals, water spirit animals. Let's see. Rebirth, contentment, knowledge. I just see you getting to a comfortable place where you're like, oh, I'm right where I need to be. There's so much more for you to see, for you to get to. I feel like in a weird way, this is like connected to all realms within the ocean realm, within, of course, the earth realm, which we're already connected to. But in certain places, there is more energy that will connect you to the land, if that makes sense. Like the forest and things like that, forest spirits, water spirits, things like that. There's just so much more connections that you're supposed to make with different types of beings. So they come in the form that you can see them in when it comes to animals, but like I said, it's trying to get you to extend your welcome to more, to learn more about stuff. You got rebirth, contentment, you have knowledge, beauty, and community. So as you develop, you're going to learn more about yourself. Get ready for change. Get ready to run into people that you need to know. Remove yourself from things that don't serve you. So I feel like they come around in different time periods, especially like this is an all over spirit animal. So honestly, all parts of your life, it's not going to just be one moment. Because I feel like when it's time for you to let something go, you're going to see a spirit animal. When it's time for you to outstretch your wings, you're going to see a spirit animal. When it's time for you to connect, you're going to see a spirit animal. When they don't want you to worry, because that's a lot of times when you see butterflies, they're like, don't worry about the person that just passed on. They're fine. You know, they're watching over you. You see a spirit animal. So they come in all forms, but you have connections to all things. So yeah, there's a lot more for you to get into. But that's a great sign. All right. So that is it. I hope this message helped you guys. Please make sure that you like and subscribe again and comment which one you chose. And I will see you in the next video. Peace out.